Hello, Trudy here. I'm going to show you how to color a cup full of happiness stamps that I illustrated for Clear Dollar Stamps with Tombow markers. First, I'm going to use 942 and pretty much going to color the entire kitty in with this color. It's a very light brown. I am using watercolor paper, which is almost a must with Tombows, unless you're buying some of the specialty papers that say specifically that works great with Tombow markers or Copic markers. The watercolor paper lets you blend the colors much easier. We are going to be doing a dark Siamese kitten today. I didn't fill the whole thing in because I'm going to pick up my water brush and squeeze to get the water flowing and just kind of blend it in. Okay, we'll let that dry for just a little bit before we move on to the other colors, so the colors that we add to it don't bleed. The next color we're going to use is 992, and it will be shading the color that we just laid down. It's just a slightly darker shade, and we'll just go in and hit the areas that you know would be shadowed. Blend those lines in so you don't have harsh lines. Okay, I have let that coat dry and picking up the same color, the 992, and we're going to draw in some faint tabby markings. They usually have them on the tails. It doesn't take long for the paper to dry, but you do want to make sure that if you're going to do details like this, that you do give it some drying time. If you have a heat gun, that works great too. Now for the darker marking detail, I'm using number 879. It's a dark kind of chocolatey brown, and we'll just hit around the edges where we know that Siamese are darker. Okay, then again with the water paintbrush, get the flow started, and pick up the paint and pull it in a little bit. This is a very rich color, so you don't have to use a lot of it. I'm going to rinse my brush because there's more color on there than what I want, and go back in and blend a little better. And we'll pull some of that color up. Okay, for the kitty's ears, on the inside little pinkish part, we're going to stay with kind of a flesh colored 912. We don't want it to be too pink since he has a pastel-y beige kitty. Just enough to show there's a little different color in his ears. Now we're going to come in with our black, which is number N15, And color his nose. And his foot pads. And we're going to hit the tips just to pull some more darker color. We're going to hit the very tips of his ears. Maybe the tip of his tail. And we're going to shadow his foot pads. Where we used it for shadow, we're going to go in and smooth it back out and pull down some from his ears. Smooth it out. I might even come across, you can tell by the way I'm doing this that ideas come to me as I go. You'll just have to, every paper is different, every stamp is different. You'll just have to work with it until you get the look that you want. Okay, I think I want to make the line in his face a little darker. So I'm going to put some number 879 on my acrylic block. And pick it up with a brush. And come in. So eyes are. Give them some shadow. And show his little kitty markings. Then we're going to pull some up here too. And let's get some in here. You can use a little shadow under his chin. And we're going to pull a couple of markings out this way too. Okay, I think we have our kitty done. Now I just need to figure out what color we're going to do the cup. So I'm going to hit my designer paper stash and see what papers I think will look good with this color of kitty, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gone through my paper stash and ribbons and figured out what colors I'm going to use on the kitty that goes well with this, the way we colored this one. I'm going to be using the Paper Studios Marabella for the cup and saucer. We're going to paper piece it, and I like to use two different colors when doing them so that you can really see the difference. We'll use this floral for the cup and then this color here for the saucer. And I'm using some papers out of a couple of different clearly coordinating clear dollar stamp papers. Okay, we have the kitty painted and cut out, the paper piecing done on the cup and shadowed, and everything's glued together. This is what the kitty cat looks like. I will make a card with him and be back in a little bit.